everyone, I'm back with another Friends video. Whoa, 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 whoa. Today I'll be sharing with you different topics and questions to talk about with your online friends. Just in case the conversation gets dry or you don't know how to start the conversation in the first place. If you haven't seen my other international or online friends videos, they will be in the information icon up here. I think it's there. Might be there, not sure. But I will also include the links in the description box down below. Of course, these topics and questions aren't specifically and aren't just meant for online friends. You can use them with your in-person or regular friends. I'm just recommending them for you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, that way you get notified whenever I post a new friends video. This video will be divided into 2 parts or in half. So the first part will be for the topics, and then the second part will be for the rapid fire questions. Now let's start. Number 1, hobbies. Talking about each other's hobbies is a great way to get to know each other. And maybe you guys actually became friends and met and all of that because you guys shared a hobby or an interest. If that is the case, then talk about it. Discuss your opinions and all of that. Because it's very common that when you start having friends or you start talking with a person that you're not really close with, you might not know what to talk about, and you want to make sure that what you guys are talking about interests them as well. So if you guys are talking about each other's hobbies, then you're going to know for sure that they're going to be interested. And everybody knows that when you talk with someone about each other's hobbies, you instantly know them better. Sounds pretty cool. Number 2, differences. So one of the best things about having online or internet friends is that they can be from around the world, which means that there's most likely differences in maybe, their culture, how they do things compared to where you're from. So that is something super interesting to talk about. You guys can compare different holidays, what you guys eat, school, just literally everything about life. You guys can talk about it and compare to see how is it in their country versus yours. And that reminds me, guys, I recommend you to take out a sheet of paper and a pencil and write these things down, or maybe notes on your phone. That's a good one, because you might think that, I'm going to remember these, or I already know these topics or whatever. And maybe that's true, but for me personally, I might have everything pre-planned. I might, think about different topics or questions to ask and blah, blah, blah. But when I'm in the situation of actually having to talk to them, I blank out. I forget everything. So having it on my phone is super helpful. Number 3, past experiences and their childhood. Now, guys, be careful, because some people don't feel very comfortable, talking about their past or their childhood with someone that they don't really know and they aren't really that close with. So if you are going to talk about this with your new online friends, well, then I recommend you to start off with, the basic questions that aren't really too deep. Like, do you have any siblings? Where did you grow up? That kind of stuff, But again, don't be too direct, because someone might feel like they're in a therapy session, and we do not want that when we're talking with online friends, or really any friend, really. So sorry guys about the whole weird lighting, because it's sunny there, but it's raining here. So I'm still not sure if I'm gonna go inside or outside. Not sure. Number 4, food and cooking. So this doesn't have to be specific to where they're from and their culture. This can just be about them and what do they prefer. Because this is a really light and fun topic, and like I've said before, everybody's gonna have an answer to your questions because everybody eats. So it's a pretty good one to kind of start it off if you guys are just starting to get to know each other and you don't want to go with something too deep and too personal. So you can ask them if they're vegetarians or vegans or not. If they're a salty person or a sweet person, do they have a sweet tooth?
What is their favorite meal? Do they like pasta? Do they like pizza? Do they like sushi? I don't know. Or maybe you can ask, what do they eat in certain situations? For example, I know that some people really like having popcorn when they're watching a movie, while others prefer having chocolate and candy, and some mix together.
So this is a good topic to just start it off. Number 5, entertainment. Everybody reads or watches movies or at least consumes some sort of entertainment. So this is a great topic to talk about when you're just starting to get to know the person and you aren't really sure exactly what they're really interested in. And you will most likely find out that they're really into some sort of entertainment that can be reading books. They're really into reading books, and maybe then you find out that they're really into dystopian books, and then you will find out that they're obsessed with a certain book, and slowly but surely you're gonna get to know more and more about your new friend. I'm also going to include music into the list because a study found that talking about each other's favorite music or least favorite music leads to quicker connections with the person that you're talking with. Guys, I'm from Florida, and I understand that there's mosquitoes and lizards and all of that, but that does not mean that I like them. There's this one lizard that's staring at me. It looks evil. Number 6, travel. This is a great conversation starter. So you can ask them where have they visited or where have they traveled to, what was their favorite city or country, or what was the biggest culture shock, those type of questions. But you guys can also talk about each other's home, town or country. So imagine that you visited their home country and they visited yours. Then you guys can talk about, what was the most shocking thing or what was the strangest thing about each other's home. Does that make sense? But it doesn't have to be countries, it could also be cities.
For example, you're from New York and they're from LA, and you visited LA and they went to New York. We can talk about, oh, it's super weird when I saw this or that.
And that is a great way to talk about each other and get to know each other. Again, not having to be too personal. Okay guys, I get it, I know, not everyone's able to travel and visit different cities and countries. And if that is the case for one of you guys, then talk about where would you like to visit. Because everybody really wants to go to a certain city or a country, at least my friends. So you guys can talk about that. Like, what if you guys both want to go to Paris, for example? If you guys become really close friends, maybe you guys can go together. That would be really cool. Number 7, school or work. So if you know that your friend is, in their teens, then that means that they're in high school or just school in general. And school is a very important or big part of a teenager's life. Because whether we like it or not, we have to go to school. So if you don't know what to talk about, school is a great option. You guys can discuss, your least favorite and your favorite subjects, if you like this teacher, if you don't, what does your teacher do that's really funny, and all of that. And if you know that your friend is older and already graduated and whatever, then talk about work. What do they work? What do they want to study? And that kind of stuff. Number 8, family and siblings and all that. If you guys are both teenagers, then you guys are most likely living with your parents and your siblings if you have any. So you guys can talk about that. Maybe talk about whether you guys have sisters or brothers, if you like having siblings, if you are really close with your mom, I don't know. But family is really important and something that we're very close to, at least for us teenagers, we're kind of forced to. So you guys, I'm sure you're going to be able to talk about that. Number 9, talk about things that aren't very common and that aren't about them or you, more about an opinion on something. For example, you guys can talk about psychology, love, metaphysics, belief systems, morality and ethics, that kind of stuff. Because I personally find it really interesting and exciting when someone asks me something that isn't very common and that allows me to express my opinion, but also get to know them and know why do they think this, why do they agree with me, why do they disagree. So I think it's a great, conversation starter or, just something to ask. Now for the rapid fire questions. Let's get started. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you have a favorite number? Are you a cat or a dog person? Do you like to read? If so, who is your favorite author? What's the biggest lie you ever told? Do you think people are basically good or bad? What's your favorite food? Do you have a pet? What's your favorite vegetable? How do you see me? What is your favorite form of dance? How do you spend your free time? Do you like playing board games? What was your life growing up? What are you afraid of? Where did you grow up? What embarrasses you? What's the best prank you ever pulled? What are some of your smaller goals in life? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite subject in school? What's your favorite joke? What kind of music do you listen to? Do you like to go to parties? Do you use social media? What is your favorite animal? How do you feel right now? How long can you survive without using your phone? Are you an introvert or an extrovert? How old are you? What is your favorite fruit? What have you learned today? Do you think people can control their own destiny? Do you know how to surf? Do you think some form of afterlife exists? If I could grant you 3 wishes, what would you wish for? Do you have any siblings? Brothers or sisters? What kind of weather do you prefer? Do you prefer Insta or Snap? Wow guys, that was a very long list. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you get notified whenever I post a new Friends video. And just a reminder, I will include the links down below in the description box and in the information icon, which is up here, to all my other international and Friends videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!